So are you here for an emotional flow treatment today? Okay. What's bringing you in today? Alright. So you feel like you have some negative emotions that may be blocking you a bit. Okay. Have you ever had this kind of treatment before? Alright, I think you'll really like it. It's very effective. Okay. So, the first thing we do is we're going to test you, and we use a muscle testing technique. And basically the premise is, and there are scientific studies behind this, that we are stronger, our muscles are stronger when we are saying yes, when our unconscious is saying yes, and our muscles are weaker when our unconscious is saying no. So let me have you put your arm out just like this. All right, and I'm going to press down. Are you here for an emotional flow treatment today? Yes. Okay, so I can't push down. All right, so you want to try to hold your arm up. Are you a professional baseball player? Okay, great. So you couldn't, it was harder to hold your arm up, right? Okay, good. So that's how we do the testing. So we will see what kind of emotions you may be carrying in your body, and we will release those using a magnet. I actually have, where's my little magnet? So I have a little magnet. It's actually just the same as a refrigerator magnet. Sometimes they're a little bit larger than this, but a refrigerator magnet works. And we're just going to, once we find out what emotion you need to release, we are going to just run this down your back from your head to your tailbone, and it will release. Sorry, it's very windy out. I think we have a storm coming. Well, it's a good time to release some negative energy, huh? Or some emotions that may be blocking you. This is a good time of year for that too. Yes. So, all right, great. So what I will do is I will run this down your back from your head to your tailbone, and the magnet, the properties of the magnet, just align your energies and allow that blockage to be released. Okay? So I'm going to start off by testing you again. All right. We do have, you can actually purchase these or even just print them off. And this is an emotional flow chart. And it even tells you the questions that you can ask. And I'll show you at the end how you can do this yourself. Okay? Because this can, my main goal is to make myself obsolete. So I want you to be able to take care of yourself, although I'm always here for you for support if you want support around it. But I want you to be able to do this at home as well, okay? So we'll go through each of the questions, and these are the same questions that you would ask yourself at home, and I'll show you how you would do this at home. So let me have you put your arm out. Okay. And the first question is, do you have a trapped emotion we can release today? And that's a yes, very strong yes. Okay. So with a yes, we're going to ask, we're going to look at the chart, okay? So there's two columns. So I'm going to ask, is this emotion in column A? No. So that tells me it's in column B. Is this in an even numbered row? Yes. Okay. Is it in row 2? No. Okay. Is it in row 4? Yes. Okay. And just for good measure, let's do, is it in row 6? No. Okay, good. So we're going to go through the emotions, the trapped emotions that are in row 4. Okay. Is it depression? No. Okay. Is it frustration? No. Okay. Is it indecisiveness? No. All right. Is it panic? Yes. Okay. And let's just try the last one just to be sure. Is it being taken for granted? Yes, there too. Okay, so we'll start off with panic, and then we will do taken for granted. And we could do multiple emotions. The one thing I would say is you don't want to, even when you're doing this yourself, you don't want to go through and try to clear everything, because your body will kind of break down. It takes a while. You're losing something, even though it's something you want to lose. You're losing something through this process, and your body's a bit raw afterwards. So for a couple of days you may be a bit snappy at people. It does take its toll releasing these things. You will feel much better after a few days. Again, having these gone, radical things will change in your life. But I think sticking with 2, since this is your first time having this treatment, I think that's a good place to start, and then I will teach you how to do it yourself, okay? All right, so the next question that we would ask is, let's see, well, we already asked that. Do we need to know more about this emotion? And the answer is yes. Okay. So, were you an adult when this emotion got trapped? No. Okay. Were you a child? Yes. All right. So that's confirmed. Were you under the age of 10? Yes. Were you under the age of 5? No. Okay. Were you 6? Yes. Let's just for good measure, let's test the next one. Were you 7? Okay, so probably between 6 and 7. This can be kind of off by a year or so. So I would say around the ages of 5, 6, or 7. Okay, so is there anything around the age of 5, 6, or 7 that you can think of that may have caused you to feel panic? All right. And it may come to you over the week or so as you start thinking about it. I know it's a long time ago. So it's a good thing to keep thinking about, okay? Let's see if there's anything else that we need to know. Was this your emotion? Yes. Okay, good. All right. So I think that's good. I think that's enough information for us. And let us now begin the actual treatment. We'll ask about the other issue afterwards. So if it's okay, I'm going to get very close, right? And I'm going to just stand off here to the side, and I'm going to take this magnet again, and I'm going to run it down the back of your head, down to your tailbone. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now let me have you put your arm out again. And that is all you need for most of these emotions. Has this emotion been released? Yes. Great. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So the other one that came up is feeling taken for granted. So if you put your arm out again, is there anything else we need to know about this? Yes. Okay. Let us ask if this is an inherited emotion, okay? Is this emotion inherited? Yes. Okay. So what that means is that it came from either your mother or your father, or even grandparents or something like that. Let me ask, did this come from your mother's side of the family? No. This come from your father's side? Yes. Okay. So this is either from your father or from your father's side of the family that had this feeling of being taken for granted. Does that seem to resonate with your father or anyone on that side of the family? Okay. All right. So the one issue with inherited traits is they're a bit more difficult to release. So I'm going to get close to you again. Okay. You hear that wind? I'm going to be blown away. Okay, so I'm going to start at the back of your head and just go down to your tailbone. Alright. This is stirring up a lot of emotions. That's okay. You can cry. It happens a lot. So I'm going to do this 10 times, so that's 4. Here's 5. You're doing great. Do you feel it releasing? 6. Yeah, that's usually where the tears come from. Yep. 7. Great. Excellent. 8. 9. 10. Okay, may I have you put your arm out again? Has this emotion been released? No? Okay. So I'm going to do this a few more times. We'll try 5 more and see if that works, okay? 1. 2. Just keep breathing. 3. Deep breaths in and out. 4. And 5. Great. Okay, good. Alright, put your arm out. Has this emotion now been released? Yes. Okay. How are you feeling? No. It is often very, very noticeable. And it will continue to release over the next few days. So my prescription to you is self-care, self-care, self-care. Okay? If you're able to take a couple of days off of work, that's great. If you can't, that's all right. You just need to make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure that you're relaxing, doing meditations, a nice warm bath at night, whatever you need to do. Schedule a massage if you do that. Whatever brings you comfort and is not self-destructive. So no binge eating, no using drugs or drinking, but anything else that's bringing you comfort is good. All right, and again, we do have the emotional flow charts that you can buy. And then you can buy them in magnet form, so they're a little bit larger, and then you can just use that for your self-treatment. Or you can get them on the internet, print them out. The entire emotional flow book is free online, so it's also available on Kindle or soft cover, all of that. So if you want to find out more information. But let me show you how to do this yourself. So my favorite muscle testing is to have one finger like this and the other finger like this, and then you ask this question: is my name Jessica? Yes, so that's usually a good place to start. Am I a professional baseball player? No. So you can do all the testing questions, and I'll tell you again what your basic questions are going to be. So you're going to start off with, do I have a trapped emotion I can release now? And if the answer is yes, you can then go on to, is this emotion in column A? If the answer is yes, then you're going to look in column A. Answer is no, you're going to look in column B. Is this emotion in an even row? Is the next question. And so if it is, you're then going to ask, is this in row 2? Is this emotion in row 4? Until you get to the row that is correct. Again, you can do this over and over again, okay? Until you get all the emotions that you want to release. You can do this all at one time and get all the emotions, or you can just keep asking the questions and start back at the beginning, okay? And then you're going to go on to, and especially if it's unclear, you can then ask, is this an inherited emotion? Now, if this method does not work for you, the other method is the sway method. And so you can ask, is my name Jessica? And the way that you sway, that's your yes, okay? And so then you can ask something else like, do I have 4 dogs? I don't. And you want to test it yourself too. Sometimes you have to get in a meditative state for it to work for you. So if it's not working for you, don't go forward, because you need to be able to test yourself. So if it's not working for you, take some deep breaths, really relax, do a meditation, whatever you need to do to get yourself in a state where that works. So that's the alternate method. Then the next question is, do we need to know more about this emotion? And if the question is yes, then you want to ask additional questions like the age. If you know it was inherited, you don't need to ask that, but you may be able to ask which side of the family it was inherited from. You can ask where it's lodged in your body. So if you're familiar with the chakra system, you can ask for the chakras, which chakra it is lodged in. You can ask in the emotional flow chart, it will also indicate different parts of the body. So the heart or small intestine, spleen or stomach, lung or colon, liver or gallbladder, kidneys or bladder, glands, and sexual organs. So those are all options. Then you will slide the magnet, but instead of trying to do your back, which is very hard, the meridian actually goes from here all the way down to your tailbone. So you can release this way and then go to the back of your head. So just 3 times is good to start with, unless it is an inherited emotion. In that case, you're going to do it 10 times. And you can say, I am releasing panic. I am releasing depression, whatever it is, if you want. But you want to set your intention. You want to think about what you're releasing one way or the other. And then you want to ask, is this emotion released? And do your testing. If it is not released, keep going. Okay? And you can ask, are there any other emotions that need to be released today? You can ask, is my body done releasing for the day? Whatever you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. So, I hope that today was helpful for you. You do want to make sure you take care of yourself. You are always welcome to come back to me. I know there are some people who just really prefer the method going down their back, and so they need some assistance, or they really just want a comforting person there with them as they do the release. And I am more than happy to do that for you at any time. Okay? Well, I think that release deserves a hug. You did a great job. And we can definitely schedule another session if you want, or if you want to try it at home. Okay?